Hello, just popping in. Really felt called to say something on the passing of Louise Hay. Like many, I've followed her teachings, admired the work, and certainly loved the legacy that she created and began in the later years of her life. And I think for any of us older folk moving forward, it's great inspiration to think that somewhere along this path, we too were crafting our own legacy. And while we may not, when we look back, necessarily think, oh, I don't know if that was so good. But yeah, there's been something magic happening. And when we take away the judgment on what that looks like, um, I think we can rest assured that indeed we have made a difference on our path. She certainly made a difference to me, and about 10 years ago, I was living on an artist's property in New Zealand, and I had been working hard to lift my game and achieve another level of financial abundance. And I went to an introductory workshop, and to become part of the membership for that particular program, the fee was $10,000. I didn't have it at the time, spare, and but I committed and I stayed in the room and announced I wasn't leaving until I could find a way. And so a conversation ensued, and then very shortly thereafter, I experienced a frozen shoulder. So I don't know if any of you have experienced that pain, but it's pretty incredible. I knew there was something behind it. In Louise's words, fear is behind that. And so I saw my local doctor, who did prescribe some treatment for it to manage the pain, and I did need that at the time. But I went home and I found Louise's book, one of her books, You Can Heal Your Life. And I thought, well, I don't quite know exactly what the trigger was. I had an idea. It was, searching for that 10,000, which I thought was way beyond possibility deep down. So working with that, I thought, well, rather than just choose one area to focus on, I'm going to do the lot. And so for the next 3 days, I stood because it was so much more comfortable to stand rather than lie down. And I went through every page, every prayer, every affirmation in that book, and prayed and released, read, prayed, released, read, prayed, released. And in 4 days, I could lift my arm to around about not quite halfway up. By 10 days, I could raise my arm right above my head. And I really get the power of that, especially now. I'm just reminded of where our body can take us, and it's just the mind having a thought, consciously or unconsciously, and the body responds. So, being at another level of awareness now is really useful, as you can imagine. But our vulnerabilities are the places where we look for answers, and the universe can provide them. So I actually did write to Louise and thanked her for creating the book, sharing with her how I had used it under that circumstance, and I've written a couple of articles around healing that, because all the best medical advice around me at the time said that it could be anything up to 18 months before I healed it. I have other friends who have ongoing problems with frozen shoulder. So, our capacity to heal ourselves is there, and our body does give us messages, and we need to learn to listen, see things for what they are beyond appearances. Appearances tell us one thing, but if we're prepared to go beneath, then we're going to find something else. So encouraging you today to step into that place, keep looking, keep searching, keep digging, and yeah, let's all honour the passing of Louise and the vacuum that she's left for us all, for us to raise up and elevate ourselves. She created a hole, we're here to fill it. Talk to you soon.